Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm enjoying living in a winter wonderland. Looks like we got about 3.5 inches so far. Um, this is my second attempt at recording, and then I'll go through the tedious process of uploading again. The weather seems to be affecting my streaming capabilities. But anyway, so a live stream is out of the question right now. I did a video a few days back with my thoughts and opinions of Chris McDonough's going back over the interview by the Water Warriors Path with Candus. And a lot of people kind of jumped on my thought process about the PTSD and kind of the slow motion thing of everything. And I want to share with you a video. The link to the entire video will be in the description. It's a little over 18 minutes long. I'm just going to share a short, probably less than 2-minute portion that it pertains directly to the video that I did. I'll be stopping for commentary. And just to clarify, my video was made like 2-3 days ago and been posted. This video was made and posted today, the 16th of January. So that part, yeah. So the guy's name is John Kelly. He's let's see, let me share my screen. Make it dizzy. Okay, you'll see it says John Kelly, LLC, criminal profiler, psychotherapist, and addiction specialist. This is why I like his point of view and his opinion so much, just because of his background. He's an ex-addict that first became an addiction specialist, then a psychotherapist, and then a criminal profiler. Can you say perfect combination for this case especially? I mean, just think about it. Like, he can give us the criminal profile of the person who would have caused Summer to get gone in any scenario. And due to his past bout with addiction and being an addiction specialist, as well as a psychotherapist, he can give a unique perspective on the addict's action and reaction in this case that some of us will never be able to understand. That being said, I'm going to mute myself and play this video. Like I said, the link will be in the description for the entire video. And we'll be playing it. I do want everybody to go watch this video in its entirety. That's one of the main reasons that I'm not going to not going to play it in its entirety. I am going to speed it up as well. I'm just trying to get it to the point. Okay. Just going to come over here and mute myself.
Kind of taking a step forward here. In the video by the interview room with Chris and Candus down at the waterhole, Candus starts by saying things were in slow motion for her. What does she mean by this, and is this PTSD like Chris mentions?
Yeah, see, Chris caught on to this as he interviewed Candus down at the waterhole, I'm sorry, and he hit the nail on the head. He said this is PTSD. Again, you should check out his whole series on Summer Wells for all of you that have any interest in this case. You find it invaluable. But anyway, so Chris, you know,
So, as you can see, we're going to delve into this part. It's like a minute and a half, 2 minutes of his video where he speaks specifically about what I was trying to get across. He just articulates way better the thought process that I was trying to get out. But you'll see that he's basically saying what I said. It's just difficult to explain, but he does a really awesome job here. So we're going to go back to his video.
Is walking down to the water hole with Candus from the car, and Candus talks about it going into slow motion. Things are going into slow motion. Now, at this point in time, Chris, later brings out, well, this is kind of a symptom. It's a symptom of PTSD. Okay, it's a major symptom of PTSD because when you're in a terrifying or shocking situation, okay, and you feel threatened, I mean, that can cause PTSD. All right, I will tell you from a personal viewpoint, and it's also in my book, that when you're in a life-threatening situation, especially, things slow down. I mean,
This goes back to what I was talking about, you guys. When you were if you're a victim of DV, SA, or CP, or any type of violent criminal act, or any type of trauma, one person's traumatic event is not another person's necessarily. But generally, that's what causes PTSD. We have a lot of soldiers and veterans that greatly suffer from PTSD. Most DV and SA victims suffer from PTSD. It's probably more recognized and less ostracized today than it has been in, years past. It's recognized to be a real problem.
your cells become completely alive. The hairs on your body stand up. I mean, you are 200,000 times more present and more alert than you've ever been in your life because there is some kind of shocking, threatening, emotional event, maybe even life-threatening, that is causing this post-traumatic stress, this trauma. Okay. So now, when Chris goes back to the waterhole with Candus is on her way down to the waterhole with Chris, and this is strictly my opinion. Let me just tell you, it's my opinion on this. Nobody else's. When they're walking down to the water hole, she's triggered. See, the one thing about post-traumatic stress is that anything can trigger you. You have subconscious triggers and you have conscious triggers. Something triggered her.
Okay, I wanted to comment on what he's talking about with the triggers. That's something we've all discussed multiple times. I've said that smells scent is probably my biggest trigger. But there's all kinds of things that are triggers. You can have smells, you can have sounds, you can have places, you can have people, things, all different type of stuff can be a trigger for someone that has PTSD. For me, the subconscious and conscious is a little borderline. I guess subconscious means that somewhere deep down it's a trigger, you just won't admit it to yourself. And conscious is like me saying, hey, I know that certain smells trigger an action and reaction out of me. So that's just a little bit of my personal take on what he's saying.
Her on the way down, what she saw, the water, the questions about the young man, questions about grandma, everything, the whole area, the layout of the area. They were the very visual triggers that probably set her off, just being there. And then the subconscious things that happened there that maybe we don't even know anything about, okay? But usually when this takes place, when you go into slow motion mode after a traumatic event, it means there was some kind of shocking, terrifying situation, maybe even life-threatening, that caused you to have this trauma, okay? And, caused...
Now, I'm going to say this. You heard what the man just said. You have some type of shocking, life-threatening trauma, some traumatic event that occurred there in and around that area that triggered you. And asking questions about it and going back there re-triggered you and caused it to go into slow motion. But my question is, what was the original trigger? What happened?
To have these various triggers in that particular area where this event took place. This is very, very important. And it's important because she talks about going into slow motion there. That's where the trauma took place, the initial trauma. Now it's post-traumatic stress. So even later on, she's going through it, okay? But she doesn't talk about it, not that I've seen, and I can be wrong, anywhere else when she continues the interview with Chris. I don't hear her talking about it at the house, supposedly where Summer disappeared. I don't hear her talking about going into slow motion there. I don't hear her talking about, everything just, turning into a very slow, terrifying, anxiety-prone situation. Because post-traumatic...
And see, he just now brought up my other point to this is not only does she say that it slows down and everything goes into slow motion and everything at that point, but not when Chris interviews her there at the house, not when they did the Sermon on the Mount interview at the house, not at any other interview on that property that she's done, not the clips that we've seen from inside the house, not, and I don't mean just with Chris, I'm talking about on other YouTube channels, not when she's with Dr. Phil and them walking around in the house. Do we hear her say everything's in slow motion? Even when she's at the basement door, that one way or another, if we believe the story that we're told, one way or another, that door was the gateway to Summer being gone. No matter what theory we believe, that door was the gateway to Summer getting just gone. Whether she walked out it herself and was grabbed or wandered off, or someone came in and took her, or was lying inside in wait, or whatever you believe, if you believe the story of how that we've been told by the family of how she came up missing, that door is the gateway to her being gone. Why would that not trigger you? Why do we not hear anytime you talking about every time you see that driveway or you drive up the driveway to the house or every time you see that door that you have those kind of feelings? Why are we not hearing that narrative, that conversation? That was my question. I didn't word it well. I may not be wording it well now. But for me, that was a huge, gigantic red flag. We're going to go back to hear the little bit of this. Once he finishes discussing this portion that directly relates to my previous video, I'm going to end and upload this video. And like I said in the description box, the very first thing will be the link to the entire video from Mr. John Kelly. And I would really appreciate it. And if you guys would go over and watch, it's part 6. He's got a 6-part series. It's 6-part. I would go back and watch all 6 parts and everything he's done on the summer case, because if you especially if you enjoy my perspective or Chris McDonough's perspective, you absolutely want to watch this man. I firmly believe that you'll glean a lot of very valuable information and another perspective. Not saying he's right or wrong, but I'm saying it's a dadgum another perspective. That's all. All right, let's go back and finish.
Traumatic stress is an anxiety disorder. So I just didn't see or hear about it anymore, only at the swimming hole. And Chris, went from A to Z with her by going from the swimming hole and all the way up to the house and all around the house and everything else that took place. And, there was no more talk of slow motion. So I've got to believe something terrifying in one way or the other took place or left an indelible traumatic mark on her mind at that swimming hole.
Okay. Those are my main questions, John.
Now, the other thing I'm concerned about is her going home and being dressed in this outfit.
Alrighty, guys. So, that's actually pretty much all I was going to show of Mr. Kelly's video, simply because I really want you guys to go check him out. I think you should sub. I'm really surprised that his videos don't have more views than they do more quickly. And Lord knows, listen, anybody that knows him, that's been a sub, that's a mod, that can, I would love to be granted the ability to ask Mr. John Kelly like 4 or 5 questions, and I can make them general questions. They may be applicable to this case in some fashion, but they're general and they would be applicable to any number of cases, not just the Summer Wells case. And they're also, in my opinion, they're very pertinent questions that I would really only want to ask Mr. Kelly or Mr. McDonough or someone in law enforcement or private investigator, because not because I feel like people are dumb, but because I just feel like those are really the only people I know of that have the insight and the expertise and previous knowledge to answer the questions, kind of like if I was wanting to, I don't know. If I was wanting to learn how to teach a class, I'd talk to a teacher or a professor about it, that kind of thing. Just going to what's specified and who it matters to. So guys, like I said, we're pushing 4 inches of snow out here. And a few minutes ago when I looked, it was still coming down. So just pray that everybody's warm and keeps power and has fun. I can't wait till little man gets up. I want to take him out in the snow and build a snowman and have a snowball fight. And if we can find something, go sledding. Because we got the perfect kill. We the subdivision we live in, it's where you come out our driveway. It's straight, just like well, practically about a 70, 68, 70 degree kind of angle going down. Be awesome sauce to sled down. So guys, go check out Mr. John Kelly. Let me see. He's a published author as well. Let me actually show y'all the beginning right quick of his video. I want you to see the name of his book, and that not just the name of it, but he shows it. I'll and list his credentials. Hold on just a minute.
I'm bringing a new product to market. We could call it Maria. Do you have any idea?
Oh, very sad series we're doing. What happened to Summer Wells? Summer Wells supposedly just up and disappeared. Today's show is going to be called Sleeping Baby. The Sleeping Baby, sleeping in the back of that car. Picture taken by your mother and grandmother on their way home from the swimming pool. The picture taken in the back of that car. There's something I want to bring out now is my book, Discovering Lazarus, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly of John Kelly. This is how I kicked drugs, became a counselor and psychotherapist, and went on to become a profiler. Because many of you have asked over the years, over these many decades, John, how did you become a profiler? And it's all in here, in a very condensed and concise manner. Again, thank you to all that have purchased it. Thank you for your positive feedback. Can't appreciate it enough. Thank you again so much. So, also I have to come up with our disclaimer that everybody is innocent until proven guilty.
Okay. Oh, I hope I don't get my video struck just because of that one little bit of that commercial it tried to play. But anyway, guys, everybody go over there, sub to him. Check out the 6-part series, but definitely check out this video. Links in the description. And thank y'all for tuning in. And like I said, check out Mr. Kelly. Make sure y'all go over and see old Dolly Vision. It was pretty cool the way they came in to the live stream and said hello. I really hate that other people in the true crime community, weren't quite as welcoming. But it is what it is. Don't forget to hit that Cash App and that PayPal. Peace, love, and light. Thank you guys so much.